Demetrius AJ, and I'm here at Snack. Whenever I'm done having a tremendous day working out and I need to get a deep sleep, I go to ZMA.
Some shit out of that deal. Yeah. I see Wilder come through the front door and he's coming beeline straight towards me. My idea is, hey, congratulate him, man. You know, congratulations, you defended your title again, you did a great job. Yeah. He's in my face, man, talking about fuck you can eat this, you can do that, trying to threaten my wife, you know, threaten my family and something. Like, what are you talking about, man? Yeah. Then I realized the gentleman that was sitting next to me was his brother, Marcellus Wiley, on ringside, right? And Marcellus Wiley was telling his brother, or at the time I think it was just a fan yelling stuff in the ring, telling him what to do. Gerald is a spar. I spar with him all the time. A good friend of mine, man. Yeah. He got hurt in the fight. I'm yelling directions like, "Hey, dude, do this, do that." Marcellus White jumps up and says, "Breazeale, you better shut the fuck up." I'm with my wife and kids at the fight. Yeah. One son sitting here, one son sitting there. And I looked over and said, "Listen, man, if you say something like that again to me, I'm gonna kill your ass." Gotcha. Out of just me being a father. Yeah. My wife, my kids, man, like, it just ain't gonna happen like that, right? Yeah. Didn't realize it was Marcellus White at the time. Right?
It didn't matter who it was.
Exactly. Didn't matter who was going to be at the time, right? Yeah. Get out of the venue, didn't think nothing of it. Like I said, go back to the hotel room, shower up, come down for dinner, and then this situation happens. There was pushing and shoving going on. Whether he came in there with one people, two people, he came in there with more people than me and my wife and kids. He didn't come in there with his wife and kids talking about, hey, let's have a family feud.
He came deep with his people.
He came with his people, right? Yeah. And when an individual is in my face and he's pointing his finger, that's a threat. Gotcha. As soon as you touch me, that's a threat, right? So, and I get pushed to the side. I'm sure the video footage is out there, you can see it. I get away from the situation. You know, my trainers are over there, my cutman and stuff are getting shoved to the ground. People are getting mobbed. If it was just him, was he just running around pushing people to the floor? Right? This video footage of him yelling in my wife's face. Like I said, man, he likes to talk his ass off and run his mouth. I guarantee it's going to be a bloodbath in 18. I'm going to hurt this motherfucker. His brother punched me in the back of the head and then ran off. I'm pressing the damn button for the elevator, and I didn't even get a chance to come up from pressing the button, and I get punched in the back of the head. When was the last time you punched someone in the back of the head and then ran off?
Okay.
Come on, man. Like, that's just ridiculous. So, you know, to get this guy to talk and bump his gums like he's been bumping, man, like, I want to say a whole lot, but it don't make a difference. The beauty of it is I finally get a chance to put my hands on this man legally. In the ring, in the square, and ain't nobody can stop me. Maybe the referee. Dominic, maybe.
That particular situation, does that provide like extra added incentive to defeat him?
Man, at first I thought I was gonna be the edge. I thought it was gonna be everything. I thought I was gonna take it to the ring with me. It's adding the edge when I gotta get up early in the morning to do that morning run. It's adding the edge when I gotta put the extra rounds in with Virgil in the gym. It's the added edge when I want to eat that little cheeseburger that I shouldn't be eating, or the cheesecake, the difference maker. Sometimes in camp you cheat, but at the same time it's a constant reminder. It hasn't left my mind not one day.
How do you manage that emotion?
Not one day have I not forgot about that incident.
How do you manage that emotion going into a fight such as this?
Smart like any other smart individual would. I try to conduct myself in a smart, professional business manner. And I'm going to do that from here until the time's over. At the same time, mentally and physically, I believe the game of boxing is 80% mental and 20% physical. He just fueled a fire that he don't want to see. I've always been a bad man in the ring. I've got some knockout power, and I put a lot of guys down. I'm having to control myself from walking over and kicking this man in his face when I knock his ass down on the canvas. It's going to be like that. I might have to take a knee when I knock his ass down, so I don't go over and Royal Rumble on his ass. Okay. Right? I got a lot of stuff mustered up, and it's all inside of me, but at the same time, I'm taking that fuel and doing it towards training, right? Because I understand fight night is just me and him. It's one-on-one. You can do, you can say, you can talk to the right people and carry a bunch of people with you. He's going to yell bum squad all day long. Bum after bum, chump after chump. Yell whatever the hell you want. I hope he loses his damn voice. But guaranteed, May 18th, in this arena, he getting his ass knocked out.
The decision to go with Virgil Hunter, Virgil, how did that come about?
Somebody just called and we were introduced by a mutual friend of his and mine, and we talked, got together for a couple of workouts and decided to merge and make the most of it.
Okay.
Dominic, can you tell us what happened with the lawsuit and why it didn't go the way
you know, sad to say it that way, but it is what it is. When you got a heavyweight champ in a small rural area like Alabama, they protect that individual. They made it a lot harder than it needed to be. When I got the understanding that it was going to be me against him one day in the ring, as long as he held on to his title, I no longer pursued it the way I should have. The the legal field, the law, you know, the justice in our country failed me to that incident.
Did you drop the lawsuit? Or
What's that?
Did you drop it?
It's still an active lawsuit. I haven't dropped it. I haven't made any request to dismiss it or anything like that. But at the same time, I'm not pursuing it actively. It's one of those situations where I felt like somebody should have took accountability for the lack of security, the lack of just intelligence in that hotel lobby. It was an uproar, and it wasn't only myself that was involved. My wife and kids. There was innocent bystanders that were pushed and shoved. I had a man that reached out to me, said that he sprained his wrist. He was out of work for some time. There was a lot of nonsense going on, and I take accountability because I was there. I was a part of it. But at the same time, I wasn't the guy yelling and around in people's faces. I wasn't pushing and shoving. I didn't show up with a bunch of people to start a nonsense type of a situation. So that brought me to the whole lawsuit situation. At the same time, there's other individuals who are still pursuing it. At this point, I got my justice, man. May 18th, I get to square off with it.
You mean some of the people who were injured are still pursuing it?
Yes, definitely.
Prior to the situation, did y'all have any type of dealings with each other? I know you were on an Olympic boxing team and things like that, so was there any connection there?
No, not at all. Actually, the night before the fight, after the day of the weigh-ins, I said, hey, man, have a good fight, shook his hand. Yeah. I don't know if he took it that way or whatnot, but prior to the engagement of myself and Marcellus Wiley at his ringside against Gerald fight was when everything kicked off, and we haven't talked since. It's the first time I've seen him. Well, I've seen him a couple times since, but from a distance. I knew he was going to come out and say kind of crazy nonsense and try to flip the script. But like I say, man, the eye in the sky don't lie. You go back and see the security footage. I'm sure you guys can pull it up on YouTube. There's all kinds of shit with people's cell phones and stuff. It's just it's one of those things that it's a constant reminder. It's something that's never going to leave, even after the fact I knock him out. It's going to play and play and play. But at the same time, that's going to be my justice. That's going to be my peace.
How is this camp going to be different compared to all the other camps?
Man, that's something you guys have to wait and see on May 18th, man. Virgil's done a great job. It's I'm not gonna let the cat out the bag with that one, secrets-wise. I've been in some great camps and I've had some great training before in the past. But I just took it to the next echelon. I took it to the next level. At the same time, I've secluded myself, got myself into the right environment, and it's literally 110% boxing.
Will you weigh less for this fight?
Well, I weigh less for this fight. That's a funny question. Everybody keeps asking me that. I'm always one of those guys that gets on the scale confident and strong about what I'm doing. I'm not really worried about a number. I'm more worried about the strength, the agility, the stamina that comes behind it. I know Wilder's probably going to come in a little over 200 pounds, 202, somewhere in that world. But at the same time, he might have a cheeseburger today and be 203. I'm loving the fact that he's going to come in light. The last time I was in the ring with a light guy like that, his ass got knocked out of the ring.
Dominic, do you go straight for AJ if you beat Wilder, and then for unification, all the belts?
That's exciting, man. I'm not going to get past this fight. I'm not overlooking it, but that's going to be big, man.
It's your only loss,
to get vengeance on Wilder, and then just the whole Wilder family, and then go back and get Joshua
for all the belts.
Is definitely the super goal. I think that puts the frosting on the cake for me, for sure. But at the same time, I'm focused on May 18th and Wilder right now.
Perfect. What do you make of his last performance, and did you see any weaknesses in his last fight?
You're talking about Wilder's situation, yeah. Wilder against Fury, we all saw things that he did good as well as things that he did bad. At the same time, you're fighting a guy who came off a 150-pound loss, 2-year layoff, 6'9", kind of a crafty guy. Two complete polar opposite guys, man. Fury can move, he's real fluent, kind of punches real soft, he kind of puts the flurries together, whereas me, man, I got power in both hands. I'm coming to bring it every single round, every single minute of every round. At the same time, Wilder doesn't do anything right, man. It's hard for me to believe that he's the heavyweight champ. And it's a little, I'd say negative, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but how can a man with a lack of boxing skills carry so long as a heavyweight champ? And then I go back and look at his record, I'm like, okay, maybe he hasn't fought the right opposition. When he gets in the ring with me, man, he's gonna have to bring the little bit that he had that got him to the Olympics, right? He's gonna have to bring that little bit of traditional boxing back with him, not this crazy wild slapping punches. I'm gonna be right down the center. I'm gonna give him what he's looking for. He's gonna feel my right hand, and I might feel his right hand, but I guarantee you, he feels mine, he's going down.
What does it say about his power that he, as you said, virtually does everything wrong, yet he's 40-0-1 with 39 knockouts?
In the heavyweight game, we got power. We got power in both hands. Left hand's big, right hand's big. I can't remember the last time I hit somebody flush with the right hand that didn't go down. So that's not saying a lot. It's just saying that he's maybe he's a little more accurate than everybody else. At the same time, I understand what I'm getting myself into. I understand every time that bell goes ding, the guy across the ring, whether he's 5-5 or 40-0, he got power. This is the heavyweight division. We were devastated.